In our churches, we sometimes ask the question, who has a God-given authority? How do we find out who the ones are that have that authority given from God, the ones that are actually exceptional leaders? And we can ask a question that could help us along this way to find out these things, and we can ask ourselves, who releases life? Who produces life in the church? Who is God using? And in the area that they are ministering, regardless of what it is, they release life. Maybe they lead worship, others do as well, and others join the team, but somehow when this particular one leads, something is different. Maybe a small group leader. When that person leads, something happens. The group doesn't stay the same. It grows. Something happens. It's because they have a God-given authority as a shepherd. And these are things that we can notice in the life of the church. And of course, we've got to be able to have a foundation in the Word of God, and that's what we're going to look at today. Every now and then, there's something special about the decision that God makes in choosing someone. This person maybe looks the same as everybody else, says some of the same things, but there is something specific about him that makes him different. When we're wanting to appoint someone as a deacon or as an elder in our church, then of course the question I have is, who is releasing life? We can have a look in the Bible, Numbers 17. Then the Lord said to Moses, speak to the Israelites and have the 12 princes give you their wooden rods, one for each tribe of Israel. Make a total of 12 rods. Write the name of each tribal ruler on his rod. But on the rod of the tribe of Levi, you should write the name of Aaron, for there shall be one rod for each prince or each leader of the tribe. Then put the staff in the tent of God before the ark of the covenant, where I meet you. And the staff of the man I choose shall be green. And with it I will put an end to the constant complaints of the Israelites, which they bring against you. And after Moses had said this to the Israelites, each tribal leader brought a staff to him, so that there were 12 staffs in all. Aaron's staff was among them as well, and Moses placed the staffs in the tent of God before the Lord. And when Moses came into God's tent the next day, Aaron's staff from the tribe of Levi was green, and it had sprouted leaves and flowers and even bore almonds. So in this whole story, we have a look and see that the authority of Aaron had been questioned. And God is wanting to confirm this authority. And what does he do? He says, all the leaders of the tribes, you come and bring your staffs. This is the sign of authority. Place these before me in my tent, and I will decide who I have chosen. And when they did this, God showed very supernaturally what happened. The staffs were all the same, but the one showed life. There were buds and sprouted leaves. Nobody could have done this. It was exactly what God does when he chooses someone and appoints someone. When he says, I want to give you a task, he gives that person the authority that he needs for the task. He equips the person for what he needs. He gives life to what he chooses. And this is a wonderful thing. And sometimes we're amazed at what life God releases. And we see it's got nothing to do with you, but it's supernatural and it comes from him. There are moments where I've had in my own life where I've done stuff in my own strength and nothing has happened, or else very little has happened. And there are other moments where I have felt so weak and I didn't know whether I would make it. But God has suddenly given a life where I could only be amazed and know He is the one that has done this. And so the question remains, who is releasing life? And so maybe if you're a leader, I've got two questions. In your life and in your experience, have you sensed that your leaders are releasing life? Are there people that are in certain positions that are releasing life? Or do you see that in the way that you lead, or maybe the way that you actually are part of a leadership, you see the wrong people are in the wrong positions, and things die, ministries die, things around them don't grow. So, look in your small group or an area that you are working. Look for the leaders that God has appointed. How do you do this? Ask questions. Say, who is releasing life? And who do I see is releasing life right now? And they are the people that God is giving authority, His authority.